And we are live, with the exception of Larry's cam. Has the Discord turned off, Larry? I did not click that button. What in the hell is going on? Discord seems
Oh,
to think that
hey.
I do not want these people to be
How
able to
dare you?
broadcast video at me, right? Which, I mean, is true. I mean, if you've seen Larry, I can understand why it would think that, but that is not the case. What is the case is that we are live officially 100% here on our Terror Tuesday Curse of Strahd live stream extravaganza. I'm your diabolical dungeon master this and every evening here at the League of Rakantor Explorers, here to, well, with my four friends, take you through the twisted wilds of the woods and hills of Barovia. Currently occupado by one Demon Strahd, who is, planning on being a creeper predominantly throughout the adventures that we're about to experience. If you know anything about Strahd, it's that, well, first off, he's a creeper, all right? And secondly, that he is, in fact, the land of Barovia itself. But, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit there, aren't I? What I should be talking about is, well, the League of Rakantor Explorers itself. Oh, he's an incel for sure. He definitely. Yeah. No, I'll allow that. There's no reason to block you saying Strahd's an incel. He's got issues. He definitely, yeah. Consent isn't high on Strahd's radar, right? And I know he was born like 1,000 years ago or whatever, but it's 2021, Strahd. Get with the fucking times, right? So, the League of Rakantor Explorers here is, well, it's my fever dream predominantly, right? I started this 3 years ago with the intent of streaming high fidelity live streams of, well, tabletop RPG storytelling content straight from my brain to your eyeballs. And to that end, we have mostly employed Savage Worlds, predominantly the Deadlands, in the pursuit of this task so far, but recently have also broken into the world's most popular tabletop role-playing system, and that is, of course, Dungeons & Dragons 5th Ed, to begin to tell a sprawling multiverse epic, again, from my noodle. And that's what we're here to do. This is the second leg of that. In addition to this Tuesday night Curse of Strahd show, we have a Friday night Rod of Seven Realms Sword Coast show that will be returning not this Friday but next Friday, and sandwiched lovingly in between these two Dungeons and Dragons offerings on Wednesdays is Deadlands: The Weird West, occurring in Savage Worlds with its own ensemble and role-playing system. If you like spooky and you like cowboys, well, you should check that out as well. But that's enough preamble about lore. Let's preamble a little bit about the people that will be helping me take you through Barovia this evening, and indeed every Tuesday evening henceforth, until we have vanquished Strahd, or he has, destroyed the party and left them broken on the ground before him, while he kind of, sneers all haughtily and, gets weird with Irenia, right? We can't let that happen. We got to stand Irenia here, right? So, with that, why don't we start with Dakota? Dakota, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am Dakota. I also go by Dice Dad online. I run a Dungeons and Dragons kind of like drop-in community. So we just kind of like host games throughout the week. We stream one of our games on Wednesdays, and we're actually also streaming Curse of Strahd. A bunch of people from our Wednesday night streams are in the chat here. Hi guys. But yeah, we host D&D. It's free. We do a lot of like vibe checking and stuff as far as players, so it's a safe space. If that's something you're into, come and check us out. We're Dice Dad Games.
Excellent. Thank you, Dakota and Dice Dad Games. Next, how about you, Larry? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello. Yes, I'm Larry Williams. I've probably been playing with lore since the beginning.
The very beginning, in
Matter of
fact.
fact, I think Curse of Strahd was the first thing we did.
Mm.
Um, Strahd is one of my bucket list things. One day I shall complete it. So I have not ever. But
The
yeah, I've
last
been
attempt
around.
was not successful. No, Strahd did indeed
Correct.
prevail. Mm-hmm.
He did. Yeah, and we've done everything from lots of Savage Worlds. So yeah, no, I'm excited about this. I don't stream. This is it. This is the extent. So if you want to see me, you gotta tune into lore. And I'm playing Scorn. which we'll learn more about later.
We will, in fact. Thank you, Larry. Next up, Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, hi, I'm Joe. Um, I am part of Dice That Game. Sometimes I stream with them, DM there. Um, but I'm kind of new to this whole streaming thing. I'm more so an artist. You can find me on Instagram at Kaze Doodles. But I'm just a nerd that really likes D&D, giving myself regrets and consequences for my actions, and just enjoying life.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, look at that face indeed, guys. And last but certainly not least, Michael, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thanks, Will. Michael, you can find me on the social media at losermlw. I am someone who does a lot of voice acting in various podcasts, been on a number of streams. This is my first costumed stream, so I'm excited about that. And also my first run at Curse of Strahd. I've never gotten to actually run through this module before, and certainly not in the way that Will's going to take us through it, so very excited about that as well. We've got a great group here. Let's go.
Indeed, we do have a great group here, and a very odd group. You will note that there isn't a human amongst us. No, we have a full-blood orc, a goblin, a herringon, and a gnome with the party this evening, which I've run a few groups through Curse of Strahd now, and never one so racially diverse, right? And certainly one without like that hero protagonist kind of like I'm the foil to Strahd character, right? So interesting experience we're about to dive into here. But with that, I think we should probably do just that, right? And dive in. Now, we have done, of course, the actor introductions, but we haven't really done character introductions, have we? No. So why don't we start with Graham the orc. Graham, why don't you please describe yourself visually, and then tell us what it is that you're going about this evening.
Graham Whiteclaw is a immensely large, gray-skinned orc, like greenish gray-skinned orc. He is sort of he doesn't really vibe with a lot of the like rating and things that go down in the orc area that he's from. So he's much more into cooking and the culinary arts and to church work. So he kind of that's his vibe. But he is big. He's thick. He's got hair that's very raggedy or very wild, but it's always pulled back in a bandana. He wears his makeup all the time. He likes to change his makeup a lot, so you will see my makeup changing fairly regularly. He's got a beard. He basically is a big, thick boy, and he looks scary, but really he's a softie with a heart of gold.
And what is it that this massive, muscled, gray orc is doing here in the dark woods in the middle of the evening, then, specifically?
Oh, I am mushroom hunting. I have a soup recipe that I have been meaning to make for my wife, and one of the ingredients is a rare mushroom that can only be found at night. And so I'm digging through the underbrush in the woods at night by myself, hunting for that sweet, sweet mushroom.
A sweet, sweet mushroom indeed. And you've been at it now for quite some time, an hour and a half or so, off the beaten path, in a forest that you're familiar with for the most part, of course. I mean, you would be foolish to wander the Sword Coast at night in an area of the woods that you were unaccustomed. When you catch a glimmer, what you assume to be the tantalizing bioluminescence of the aforementioned fungi and the underbrush ahead.
I've been looking for this for hours. I'm ready to get home. Rush forward.
And
Not like sprinting though. Just kind of quietly. Yeah.
Well, and rocks fall and you die if you sprint, right? You want to be cautious, right? Yeah, and indeed, as you pull aside the fern fronds, right, it reveals the subtle blue ephemeral glow of the mushrooms you were seeking. And so entranced are you in this discovery, right, in the careful clipping so as to preserve the delicate mycelium so you can return for another harvest, that you don't even notice as the mist begins to creep in behind you. And by the time you've gathered up enough of these mushrooms for your recipe and stand, the once familiar woods seem alien and strange. The trees gnarled and twisting, the shadows longer and lying in a different direction than you recall. Why don't you go ahead and give me a what is that in the Dungeons and Dragons? Too many systems, nature. Excellent. Oh, wow, yeah. So you're 100% lost with a 3, my friend. There is no telling. In fact, you can't even tell the path which you crashed through the underbrush to come to this locale. Now, you are familiar with the woods and, a creature comfortable in nature. But your size, I am 6.5 feet tall and 300 pounds, right? When I go through the brush, right, I leave a path. If I was 8 feet tall and 600 pounds, right, that would be much, much easier to follow. But even then, nothing at all. In fact, on a 3, you don't even recognize the sounds of the birds that were chirping previously.
This looks strange. I should hurry home. And I'll just turn around and obliviously start walking the direction that I was just coming from.
Obliviously start walking in the direction you are coming from. It gets more and more foreign as you travel. You're certain that you've passed the same deadfall 2 times, even though you're also certain that you've passed in a straight line, when you see the glimmering of torchlight a few hundred yards ahead of you, in what appears to be a clearing in the trees.
Perfect. I'll walk forward and give a big friendly wave and smile at whoever has these torches.
Excellent. Vignette, please describe yourself for us, and then what it is that you find yourself doing this evening in a different patch of woods.
Yes. Vignette is a rather small goblin, not even 3 feet in height, with knobbly knees and gangly little fingers. Sickly than most goblinoids that you would meet, with bright red skin. However, dressed in very fine clothes, almost aristocratic in nature.
Excellent. And what is it that you find yourself doing?
Well, on this particular night, I was working on my manuscript for my magnum opus now, and I just couldn't gather the ideas, so I thought take back a little shot of whiskey and venture forth into the woods, attempting to stoke the flames of creativity.
Catch a little buzz, take a little stroll. Excellent. I mean, who hasn't, all right, frankly? You must have caught more of a buzz than you had anticipated, because you have not been walking for long, and this is something that you do quite frequently to clear your head, right? But in very the same manner, the trees are foreign, all right? The noises are different. Is the moss growing on the other side of the trees from what it normally does? Why don't you give me a nature roll?
Alright.
Oh my goodness, and also a 3. Fantasy Grounds is letting people know that they are terrible at nature rules this evening. What did I say about the moss? Moss grows just on trees generally. It's not facing any particular direction. That's neither here nor there. What was here and there, though, was the howl of what sounded like a rather large wolf. which as a goblin, can be an excellent mount or quite the adversary, right? You being fun-sized, should they become dire in nature.
With that sound and hearing it, I decide to venture a little more at a faster pace. Kind of afraid to be the next meal for any lupin kind.
Excellent, yes. And as you quicken your pace, your foot catches on a root and you take a tumble, sliding down a hill. When you go to stand up, you find yourself in a recessed area completely shrouded in deep mist. You don't remember there being a culvert here, what?
Okay, I'm gonna gather myself, fix my clothing, my glasses, and I'm gonna try to find myself a better path, something that's familiar.
Yeah, so as you climb out the culvert, it appears as though you are alongside a cobbled road, which is interesting because you were wandering in the woods just a moment ago, and that was, you would be aware if there was a cobbled road here, certainly, right? And you see a light down the road, about 100 yards. Appears to be a flickering torch, the only source of warmth and light beckoning in the area where the wolf howls yet again in the distance, forlorn and perhaps closer and threateningly.
I'm gonna hurry over as fast as I can, trying to keep myself as small as possible.
Excellent. Hustling towards the light. We go on to Harold. Please describe yourself and what it is that you find yourself doing.
Harold's a steel gray Harengon, wearing a colorful carnival-type vest underneath a dark cloak that he pulled on to try to escape the crowds. It's been a especially busy night at the carnival, and, well, he just needed a little peace and quiet and a little bit of time to look over his newly acquired trinkets that he managed to pilfer from a few of those carnival goers.
Excellent. And now, is pilfering from carnival goers part of your job, or is it more pleasure?
Well, Monty expects that I get a certain amount of coinage from our patrons that doesn't necessarily see the box office, you see.
Excellent. Neither an admission of guilt nor it's just sometimes you need some extra. And it is probably...
when people come to the carnival, they expect to spend some money.
That is factual. And it is probably the nature of that expenditure that has somebody point at you and say, "That's him there!" Right? And two other people start patting themselves down. Right?
Time to beat feet!
Excellent. Beating feet, I'm assuming rapidly away from a crowd into, what's that? The gathering mist. The mist will make an excellent cover, won't it?
Won't find me in there.
Yeah, they won't find you in the gathering mist. And as you slip away from the carnival, you're 50, 70 feet when the noise of it fades away. Which is, mist is supposed to block vision, certainly, but not sound, right? And as you turn back, expecting to see the garish lights in the rides and the barkers and all of that, instead, you see thick, impending forest just looming darkly.
Where? Oh! Hello?
Nobody answers your call. You do hear what sounds to be some motion coming from the underbrush down the road from you, 40 feet or so.
Hey, relax over there. I packed quite a kick.
And with that, Scorn.
Yes.
please describe yourself and what it is that you are doing?
Yes, I am Scorn Darkspring. I'm a forest gnome who dwells amongst rock gnomes. You're probably asking yourself, how could that possibly happen? Well, that is a long story that I shall detail some other day. Maybe several hours ago, I was with my adopted brother, Laszlo Fannywagon. Yes, the name makes me cringe. He was working on one of his gadgets, doodads, fizzy watts, whatever he calls it. It was supposedly a teleporter that would take me from one side of the village to the other. And I convinced him to allow me to modify it, if you will. But really what I was doing was rigging it with explosives so I could fake my own death. There is a long story behind that. But what I did was essentially sat in the gadget waiting for him to pull the lever to enable his device. Oddly enough, what I had done, I had been studying probably for the past 5 years the nature of space and time, and I mumbled some incantation that I had mumbled probably 500 times before, and something happened. Time froze. I looked outside of the window of the chamber, and the flames that were dancing about sort of froze in time. And instead of having to escape from the trap door that I fashioned upon his device, I quickly grabbed my things. I ran out the back door and darted into the forest to get away. I do appreciate their hospitality, but a rock gnome's life is not for me. So I left Laszlo and the village of Lantern behind and scurried off into the forest.
Into the gathering mist. Now, Lantern is a city of technological wonder. Right? The forests are very well maintained and manicured. Right? They practice modern forestry with the brush clearance and all of that. Right? So when you stumble immediately into a thick patch of brambles and the impending mist, despite the weather control devices and all of that they employ with their gnomish technology, it is quite discombobulating, right? In addition to the whole series of events with the time stopping and all of that, you now find yourself in an alien place, crashing through underbrush, right? When suddenly in front of you, there is a rabbit man saying that he packs a hell of a kick.
Excuse me?
You don't come any closer.
What? I do not believe I've met a creature such as you. I am well versed in the ways of the forest, and if I'm not mistaken, you might be a giant rabbit.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong. And you might be a tiny human.
I'm a vertically challenged elf, one might say, though technically I'm a gnome. A forest gnome to be exact, but I have not seen. What race are you, my friend?
I'm a
Harengen. A giant rabbit.
Well,
So, how did you end up here in Lantern?
Oh. You cut out there, Michael?
Yeah, you stumbled over your words. I did not hear what you said. Please, how did you end up here in Lantern?
Where's Lantern?
This is the forest of Lantern. You are near one of the largest rock gnome settlements in all of the land. Lantern, I'm sure you are familiar with the gadgets and doodads and fizzy watts that they create. How did you end up here?
I'm familiar with things, but I've never heard of Lantern.
So
I was just at the carnival. I was just taking a walk from the carnival, looking at, covering some things that I had acquired in my work, and I was chased into the forest, and then here you are.
And obviously you bumped your head because there is no carnival here in Lantern. I'm certain.
There.
He's pointing over his shoulder and you see a torchlight down the road, but certainly no indication of a carnival.
I'm pretty sure I just heard a wolf.
Wolf!
I believe so. Let's go towards this light. Scorn gathers up his stuff and heads that direction, kind of dumbfounded by this creature he's never seen and the fact that he's mentioning some sort of carnival.
Vignette, you are so, buzzed and, hurrying from the sound of wolves that you nearly stumble directly into, what appears at first to be a tree, but then immediately reveals itself to be the backsize of a full-ass orc. Now, being from the Sword Coast, right, you know a few things about orcs generally, right, and that's that they're not nice.
Excuse me?
Hi, what are you doing here, in these woods? There are normally not, orcs around, please don't eat me.
I'm not going to eat you.
Thank God!
And I'm also not used to seeing goblins in my woods. But don't worry, I mean you no harm. I'm a cook. But not you.
But,
Don't eat me. Don't worry, I'm a cook.
But not you.
Well, that's reassuring. I'll give you that one. So, why are you out and about, and, especially late at night?
I found some mushrooms that I was looking for. I was foraging. And I'll hold the bag. I'd be willing to share them with you if you could point me in the direction of my cottage. I lived at the crossing over by Stony Creek, and I'm having trouble finding my way out of these woods.
I would love to help you, you see, but I never heard the place, the Stony Brook, you said.
Stony Creek.
Stony Creek. There you go. I'd never heard it before.
Oh well. What are you doing in the woods near Stony Creek if you've never even heard of it? Who are you?
Well, I was close to Waterdeep before this. I again don't know Stony Creek well. But I was sort of gallivanting around the woods to sort of figure out a plot line for my magnum opus, you see.
I don't know what a magnum opus is, but I
It's
have
a
heard of
book.
Waterdeep.
My prize collection, a book.
Well, I hope that you find your plot line for your book, but I'm not sure if you're going to locate it here in the woods at night. You say you're from Waterdeep. That is fascinating. I have heard that many accomplished chefs have opened up little eateries in Waterdeep. Is it true that you see orcs walking the streets and, like, unassaulted, like, not being stopped by the guards and such?
Occasionally, time to time, but I don't really like going outside and about. I usually stick to my study, you see.
Oh, yes. I only ask because it's unusual for one who would be deemed a monstrous race, such as myself, to be near human settlements. That leads me to believe that it must be not like the ones that I have generally come across in my travel. Takes a lot of convincing, usually, just to get them to let me approach.
Perception checks from everybody. Wonderful, wonderful. Of course, Harold there. Poof, yes. 19 and a 13. One person in both group hears the sound of conversation from the trail ahead. Obviously, starting to converge on one another in this very Deus Ex Machina sort of way.
Sounds like someone's nearby. Make sure when we approach, you smile really big, and you don't come off as assuming, so that they don't shoot us.
Hey,
I like that.
Scorn, is it?
It is. What was your name again, Harengon?
I'm Harold. Harold the Hawk-Eyed.
Harold, the hawk-eyed Harengon.
Yes.
Okay,
We like alliteration.
I see. What is it that you've
It's
heard?
very showman-like. But there's someone talking up the trail. There's a conversation. Somebody's talking to somebody.
Does Scorn recognize, like, does it... I mean, he's pretty smart. Does he recognize the fact that saying things... He's not in Kansas anymore.
Oh,
Does he see
yeah.
cobblestones? And...
Yeah, no, like, I mean, so
Yeah.
you know the roads around Lanton. First of all, they're
Right.
paved, right? Because it's, it's super futuristic gnomish tech, right? And these aren't. These are archaic cobble Roman-style roads, right? With the big slate stones laid down, right? The trees certainly aren't. Why don't you just give me just a straight intelligence check? Let's see how alien you managed to ascertain it is. Harold does not use an inside voice, no. Oh, yeah, no, you were definitely not in Kansas. Everything's wrong. In fact, you look up and the constellations aren't correct, even. Which
Harold.
is, that's an issue.
Is it Harry? Harold? What do you prefer to be called, my friend?
I mean, Harold's fine. I like
Harold.
Harold.
We are not in Lanton any longer.
Well, no,
be prepared.
We weren't in Lanton before.
I fear there may be something amiss here.
Okay.
Be prepared.
And those fears
let's carefully walk towards those
kind
those
of
voices.
validated when you round the bend and there is literally an orc and a goblin standing there, right? Like,
Scorn grabs his quarterstaff, concerned, seeing an orc and goblin.
yeah, no, literally, like, just chilling in the road near the only light source, ambush style. Yeah.
Hi. Hello.
Vignette kind of scurries back behind Graham, peeking out a bit, waving.
Hello.
Well, we mean you no harm. I'm not armed. Well, I mean, I sort of am. I've got a cooking pot and a meat tenderizer, but...
And I'm
Did
not
you bring
very
us here?
strong.
Are you the reason that we are here?
Excuse me?
Here. We are not in Lanton any longer.
No, we're in the woods near Stony Creek. I'm not sure where Lantern is.
Lanton. Stony Creek. Where might that be?
It's near a mountain. I'm not sure what you humans call it.
Or
what the humans call it.
Scorn looks at the sky, notices constellations are different. I'm not certain where we are. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the night sky, but if you are as familiar with you know that these are not the normal stars you would see during this time of year.
Everybody can give me a nature if they would like to ascertain just how alien these constellations are. Wow, not a lot of constellation knowledge going on here. I was looking
Look the
for
same to me.
a 10 there. So Vignette, these definitely are not the constellations above the Sword Coast.
Yeah, they're rather peculiar now that you mentioned it.
In fact, this time in late summer, you should be able to see the Hammer at Tyr, Like, I should be pointing generally north where there's nothing,
This is all too odd. And we're not near Waterdeep either.
I mean, the carnival should just be through the woods.
I do not think we're near a carnival, Harold.
I feel like I would have heard a carnival if there was one nearby.
It is oddly quiet.
Very.
It is strangely quiet.
Where does
Usually
this
you'd
road
hear
lead?
something.
You said there was... The light that we saw was them?
Yeah, it was like a single, light post torch lit up here, Like a beacon leading everybody to it for a singular narrative purpose.
Like a train of some sort.
As though there was a line constructed specifically leading people towards a destination that was predestined. A destiny manifest, if you will, perhaps. Further down this single path that's
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Scorn Dark Spring. I'm from Silverleaf by ways of Lantern. I fear that we are in a place that I am not familiar with. I've never seen an orc such as you or a goblin such as you, let alone a Harengon. I am a little confused of how we are all brought here.
I was hunting mushrooms, and I stumbled upon this little goblin. You said your name was what was it?
Scorn. And you are?
I'm Graham.
Graham.
Graham Whiteclaw.
Pleasure.
It's just the malt liquor seltzer. I have such a hard time
I'm
not
a brewer.
immediately going, woo, like
Yeah,
waylading Instagram with it. I know.
I'm an amateur.
Flavor is
I'm an amateur
mango.
brewer, so it fits. I'm going to eventually can and I'm going to find a way to bottle my own beverage and market it as White Claw
Oh my.
in game.
Oh my.
With a
White
hint
Claw.
of blackberry, of course.
Right. Lingonberry.
And
It's so
you,
fizzy. No.
Scorn
All right.
turns. Scorn turns
Just
to his
Graham,
vignette. And you,
you'll drink it for the bubbles.
I'm Vignette, sort of a author of sorts.
Scorn is
Born-
absolutely amazed, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh.
a goblin author, right?
Yeah.
First off.
When I say author, I sort of dabble. I'm not really supposed to say that. Excuse me, I'm over speaking. But it's a pleasure to meet you, Scorn, in these less than optimal situation.
Yes, I am confused though. How did you learn to speak common so well, let alone write?
That is an excellent question. So you see,
And she kind of puts up her hands in how weak she is.
most of the society, goblinoid kind, doesn't really like, sort of luggage and baggage of sorts. I am baggage. Too weak to really stand a chance, be part of society, be profitable. So I was sort of dumped. And then I found my way to a library, and sort of grew up there, kind of stealing the books. Borrowing the books, then returning them properly, like a good citizen.
I was a librarian prior to arriving here, so
Yeah.
maybe I've seen your work. This is my. Well, I just met him. His name is Harold.
I've cooked
Yes,
rabbits, but much smaller ones. I
have
won't
as
cook
well.
you.
Yeah, try it. If you like those teeth, in the position that they're in.
I must admit, I am curious as to how lucky your feet would be that large.
Probably
Not that I
really
would-
lucky.
Yes.
Oh, Harengon feet are very lucky, but only when they're attached to a Harengon.
That makes sense.
I'm sure that's debatable, but nevertheless.
I'm sure that's debatable. So, guys, we have gathering mist ominously looming behind us and the open path in front of us.
There's
Maybe
mist
we
behind
should,
us, path in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should get
I-
moving. It seems like this mist is kind of closing in a little bit.
Yes.
Someone
and,
your size is afraid of mist. Please, come.
He's aware of the DC 20 Constitution checks for hanging out now. He's not trying to fuck around.
Scorn looks at the mist like,
The mist
why should
looks
we
back.
be friends?
Well, we should go. I've heard tell there's gorillas in there.
That's true.
Oh. And I heard some wolves not too long ago, and I do not want to become a meal for
Valid
a
point.
pack.
Valid point. So, Graham, was it? I shall stand behind you if you would like to lead the way. Scorn jumps behind the giant
very
shield.
well. I don't know these woods well, but I guess we're following a path and start marching.
Indeed.
I'm sure there is a village of some sort.
It is not but 10 minutes down the path, right, that it terminates. at a single old row house. It's like it was a whole ass road, right? Paved, cobbled. You figure it would lead to a village proper, right? Some kind of settlement, some kind of industrial setting. And instead, it leads to this single solitary row house with a dilapidated iron fence surrounding it, and two forlorn children standing out front. A girl of about 10 and a lad of about 7. He is weeping and holding a stuffed animal. She is trying to comfort him and staring at you pensively.
Human children.
Human children.
That's the quickest way to get killed as an orc. Somebody else gets to talk to them.
Yes.
Maybe I should speak.
I love that he
Howard.
has the same aversion to human children that I do as a single childless male, right? Like when I'm like in a park or something and walking past like a playground, right? Like, nope, I'm not getting that ball for you. I'm not making eye contact with children. It's a great way for people to think you're a creep. If you just a dude. Orcs have the same aversion, apparently. The same problem.
Well, I do believe, due to my size, I may be able to identify them in a different way. Harold, please, come. And Scorn walks up to the children and looks up at them.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything okay?
Girl shushes the boy and turns to you and says, "There's a monster in our house."
What sort of monster?
We haven't seen it, but we can hear it. The boy sobs a little. She kind of pulls him closer. "It's going to eat the baby," he says. "That's enough, Thorn."
The baby. There was
little
another
baby.
child inside.
Little baby Walter's trapped inside.
Baby Walter?
Upstairs.
Dreadful.
Where are your parents?
They're inside.
Well,
They're in
gladly
the
lead us
basement.
inside. Lead us inside. We'll go talk to your parents about this monster.
No, we have to go in there.
We'll go talk to the parents, find out where we are. I'm sure they'll lead us to the closest village, and we'll find a way out of this place.
I mean, yeah, if there's a baby, we should probably save the baby? Right?
Children, where is the baby?
Humans value babies, right?
On the 3rd floor, upstairs in the nursery. With Helga.
Parents are there, Helga's there. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Why are you
lead us
outside?
Because of the monster. It's in the basement with our parents.
What now?
Well, that is a little concerning.
And
Did the
you know-
monster kill your parents?
I don't think. Are our parents dead? Says Thorn. No, they're not. We haven't seen them in a while.
It's gonna be just fine. It's gonna be great. And Harold pulls a small like bladder out of a pocket in his vest, and
Bladder.
he blows it up, and it's like kind of a colored piece of pig intestine, and he ties it off. Here, kids, it's a balloon. I can't make it into anything, but it's a balloon.
I'm pretty
now-
sure that is pig intestine, Harold.
I'd like to make a performance check if you don't mind.
Yeah, by all means, yeah. Well, I mean, at 21, it was an excellent performance, and normally kids are kind of enthused, right? They're too young to be grossed out by the concept, right? And you just, Bunny Man inflated the balloon, but both of them give you this flat affect, stoic kind of stare through you, like they don't get that it's supposed to be humorous.
And sorry, go ahead.
Might I ask, where exactly are we? This place. It is not familiar.
You're
What
in
land
the
are we
village
in?
of Barovia.
Has Scorn ever heard of that?
No.
Barovia. did we end up here?
Barovia.
I've never heard of Barovia.
Sounds nice.
Neither have I.
It's not, says Thorn.
Is it
Scorn
near
looks in his
Stone
pipe,
Creek?
wondering like what he's been smoking.
Right? Barovia.
The hell is Barovia? Well, at the very least, maybe we should go talk to the parents. Maybe they can lead us to this, the rest of Barovia, and we can find a way out of this place.
Could we bring these children in with us?
Sure. I asked for them to lead us to the parents.
We'll wait inside the parlor, but we won't go in any further because of the monster.
This monster. Is the monster bigger than this guy? And he points to Graham. We've got our own monster for the monster.
We've never seen it. We've only heard it.
And
Monster.
what
It sounds
does
bigger.
the monster?
Children's fairy tales, I'm sure.
I mean, yes, but when you think of it, all sounds and fears stem from reality. Perhaps there is something scary within the house.
We have a giant orc. I think we'll be fine.
That is
I'm
fair.
usually scarier than anything I come across.
You're pretty scary to me.
And
And I mean that in all due respect, of course.
In the best possible way. You're terrifying. Yes.
Yes, I
Are there
understand.
any windows that we can peer through?
Canonically, they are all bricked up on the first level, but I will share the exterior
Oh.
map.
Ooh, pretty. Scorn walks around a little bit. Oh, look, Scorn's little, and sees if he can see through anything. I think you got us. Oh, no, I was about to say you had us locked. Nothing, huh?
Nothing, just the wrought iron gate with hinges on one side filling the archway of a stone portico. The gate itself is unlocked.
How high is the... You said the second story windows don't look blocked?
Yeah. Second story don't look blocked. The structure itself is 3 stories.
If I were to stand on Graham's shoulders, could I see through?
Ooh, let's see here. You're what? He's 8 feet. You're like 2, 3 feet. Probably not.
3 feet?
No.
Okay. Yeah, not...
I could
won't
put
do
him
that.
in my hand and then like lift him
I mean,
even
maybe
higher
at
up.
that point, I mean, if we're getting into like, cheerleading routines, you
He
could probably,
throws
I
me
mean,
in the air.
I think you could probably ball him up and huck him through one of the windows if we really wanted to
Fastball
go
special?
for it. Yeah. But I know, I mean, it seems like we would have to toot toot going through the front door, you know. So.
Oh, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine.
It's almost as though
Graham.
this was predestined to be as, as
Right.
safe as possible for first level characters meant to use this experience to be able to survive anything that happens in Barovia after.
Graham,
But with that,
maybe
there
we
is
should
the front
try
door.
the front door.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there-
I'm sure the children had to exit the front door. It's probably unlocked. Let us try the front door, Graham.
Are there any kind of balconies or overhangs from the second floor?
Ooh, that is an excellent question. Let me pull up the other map that would show me that. There are balconies, but it is the 3rd floor that has the balcony.
Damn. Throw me up there, Graham.
Just 30-foot toss, no big deal.
Just chuck me up there.
Let's just knock on the door and see if we can find this nanny.
What was her name
And
again?
Helga?
Yes,
Helga.
Helga.
Mm-hmm.
The door is probably... The children gave us authority to walk in. I say we just open the door and announce ourselves and find the parents and be on about our way.
That seems safe.
Yeah, definitely safe. All you have to do is click that door to open it. And rocks fall and you die. Look at that. Boom. Ha-ha! Curse of Strahd accomplished. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yes.
That was,
The
hanging
fastest wipe.
Yeah, speed run. Speed run.
Just briefly, Will, I
What?
actually don't... the map is dark for me. I don't
Click
see
your
anything.
token.
Ah,
He
there we
doesn't have
go.
night vision
Oof,
too. Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
it'll give you a line of sight, and night vision will be an issue. Would you like a torch? Because it is pitch black inside the death house. Did I say death house? I meant the
What? The what? The what house?
the
No,
normal
death
house.
is the death is
Why is it
just the
called the
family.
Death House?
Death
Why
is
is
the
this
family
map
name.
called the Death House?
It's the
it's-
family name.
It's deaf EAF because they're hearing impaired. Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Run DMC runs.
Makes
Yeah.
sense for
It's
me.
Run's house.
Right.
I'm showing my age. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'll,
if it's dark inside, Harold will definitely light a torch.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's torch you up.
Before you light the torch, I
Oh,
was gonna say
too
I can
late.
cast light. Because I can cast light on something, so you don't have to waste a torch. But
It's lit.
That's
It's
fine.
ruined everything. You can see how the front lawn says first floor on it. They've listed it out there real lovingly. All right, excellent. So we have entered the portico of the death house, the DEF house. Everybody's jammed in there. Hanging
Not
on
bad
the
with
south
the torchlight.
wall of the foyer is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms, a stylized golden windmill on a red field, and it's flanked by portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. Mahogany-framed double doors leading from the foyer north.
they seem delightful.
They do not, factually. They seem stern, hawkish, taciturn, you know? Like those kind of pictures of grandparents, you know? You're like, oh, well, I bet you were fun at parties.
Children, are those your parents?
No. Those are our parents' parents.
Most
Well,
people would say grandparents, but parents is okay.
Not in Barovia. Don't assume our cultural leanings.
that's always a good point, children. So we're free to walk into this home.
Yes, we're going to wait here, though, again, because of the aforementioned monster.
I'll open the door.
With your parents, yeah?
Rock's following me down.
What's that?
The monster is in the basement with your parents.
Yes, and baby Walter is upstairs.
Okay,
with
so the baby's
nursemaid.
okay. So the baby's up with the nursemaid. Should we talk to the parents? Try to find the parents.
I think it might be
I
wise to.
think yes, that should be our goal to find the parents.
I'm sure they're making much to do about nothing. How many of us as children had monsters under our bed? I'm certain there's nothing wrong here.
I feel like that's a bit of a loaded question. Just pointing it out there. You know how you were a little bit insensitive to these culture of Barovia. Please also be a little sensitive to the other walks of life among you. Thank you.
Yeah, goblins. So what was under your bed? Yeah, I mean, first off, your bed, right? Is that just like a
Goblins
pile of
work
dirty
under the bed.
straw? Like, I mean, just like some hollow in the back of a cave covered with grease. Like goblin nests aren't, you know? You come a long way from the trailer park, you know? Yeah, that's
It was just a highly characterized, scary version of a human.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Luckily,
greasy
there are no
hair.
humans with us.
Oh, thank gosh. Oh,
Right? Yeah. No, she lived under a kid's bed. That was her whole ish.
Their childhood scary stuff was things above the bed.
Right. They might
that
find she
makes
was
sense.
sleeping down there. Yeah.
The child sleeping in the bed was the monster above the bed.
Exactly.
Right. Boom. Done. The foyer opens up into a wide hall that runs the width of the house, with a black marble fireplace at one end and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. Way too gauche. First off, right? Black marble, red marble. Ew. Right? Pick a marble. Right? And if you're gonna mix marbles, black and white, don't throw in a color in black. Right? Secondly, like they built this whole road to lead to this house so that they could have a marble portico, right? Like maybe those people don't need saving, all right? But mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a long sword with a windmill cameo worked into the hilt. There are wood-paneled walls with ornately sculpted images of vines and flowers and nymphs and satyrs. I mean, the whole thing is just way too much. It's got that Baroque, overwrought red velvet, ew. You know, like they were trying to show off to the Joneses, and the Joneses were super gauche. But I will take a DC 12 wisdom perception check from everybody. 7 will not do it. 9 will not do it. 12 will do it. 18 will do it. Graham and Harold, as you're, examining the paneling, right? There are serpents and skulls that seem inconspicuously woven into the wall designs, where at first there appear to be scenes of merriment and vines, right? You see little imps hiding in it and sneering, like, not with looks of mischief, right? But, evil. It's unsettling. Like, why would they take so much time to ornately carve all these wood panels, right? And then slip in all these little gothics, right? Just an interesting touch, certainly.
Hey, Graham?
Go ahead.
Graham?
Yes.
This place is creepy, right? Like,
Yeah, they've got weird little drawings and carvings. I don't know why they would do that.
Who put
Who's
skulls
getting
and
the
snakes
wild
in
magic
the carvings? I mean, who does that?
Wait,
Apparently,
that's in the carvings?
their parents.
Carvings! And Harold will clearly point out the carvings in the wall, in the paneling.
So we have,
Ling.
guys, received a wild magic highball.
Yeah, I was going to
from
ask,
the
what does that mean?
audience. That means that Rue has to pick which one of you it is centered on. And then suddenly a roll on the wild magic table occurs. Poof. You know, because ultimately, now the conceit of these shows is that the universe is collapsing in on itself. We are way far away from these plot points, but things get wacky, right? And this is one of the wacky things. So, yeah, Rue, who's it centered on?
Uh-oh, come on.
There is no ooh or in this game.
Not it.
Harold.
yes.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
All right.
Hey guys, I feel a little weird. You guys feel weird?
Suddenly, Harold and everybody within 30 feet of him gain vulnerability to piercing damage for the next full minute, which in this instance has not. I don't even know how this would express it. You all are just sitting there, and all of a sudden you're like, I feel especially
squishy.
Squishy.
Squishy. Yes.
Like all your
that's-
outfits are like pinchy
My
or
s-
whatever. Like if there are
my
any
skin
pinch
is-
points, it's.
Ever so soft at the moment.
How does outside of combat vulnerability to piercing manifest itself for 1 minute? It's an excellent question.
Did I moisturize a little too much this morning?
Just too supple. Everybody becomes supple.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Supple.
I feel weird. I feel really weird, guys.
The
Oh,
way it
yes,
makes you supple. And they have some weird ass
go.
carvings in the wood.
I must admit, I am a little concerned about these carvings.
Yeah,
I mean, they're creepy.
very much so.
I think we should all probably be on our guard just in case. Maybe there's more to this monster.
Is the fireplace going?
No. No, there are no. In fact, why am I not? I should be on the old. I had all this shit all spookied out. I need to remember. I have a new soundboard system, audience members, because voice mod shit the bed on me after 2 years, and so I apologize. I need to remember to look over here. It takes less resources though. Ooh, so everything should run more smoothly.
Nice.
But now we're getting the house sounds we should have had the whole time.
Does anyone
I'm gonna
want
try to get a
take that
fire going in the
sword?
fireplace.
I don't know if anyone needs weaponry, but there is a sword.
There is, in fact, a longsword with a windmill worked into the hilt that you could take.
Hey, let me. You mind if I take a look at it real quick?
I have no use for a long sword. It's longer than me.
Just
Likewise.
It's all yours, Harold.
Harold will examine the sword and the mount that it's on without touching it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd like to check for traps.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Where is the sword located?
Above the mantle.
Oh. Are you sure we should be taking this? This seems like some sort of family heirloom.
It
I
is
feel like this is
Borrow.
something his parents will realize is missing.
We are protecting ourselves.
I mean, if they're still alive, we can just give it back.
Yes, we're
I think that we should leave that there. It's not ours. Do you want to attract the ire of humans? Because that's how you piss off a human, by taking their mantle sword. Then they swear a vendetta against you.
I've known many humans, and there's plenty of ways to piss them off. Far lesser ways.
Will, what does the 26 get me?
26 gets you, I mean, so first off, you could replace that with an identical, but I didn't take it. I mean, 26, you can do whatever you want with that sword. It is untrapped and free for the taking outside of Graham's protestations. But at a 26, I mean, would he even notice? I don't know. He could try and roll and detect, I guess, but he'd be like, I didn't.
Most humans that I've known would be upset to have a rabbit, an orc, a gnome, and a troll in their home.
Facts.
So I think we'll be okay with the sword.
Yeah, the trespassing alone is probably the issue, right? None of those guys were smiling in their family portraits.
We were invited in by those children to help their family, and I don't believe... I'm going to turn to the children, and I'm going to say, Children, what's the sword's significance?
The children are not in the foyer anymore.
Oh, no.
Where'd they go?
Score, just a little point of order. Vignette is she's a goblin, not a troll.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, and you are not a rabbit. You're a Harangon. Please forgive me.
I'm used to that, but I mean, I just a troll is pretty far from what Vignette is.
That's true.
Yes.
If we save this baby, then we can ask for this as a reward. I don't think we should just take it.
Okay, I won't take it.
Do you take it?
No.
Okay. Excellent. Just checking, I've played with plenty of
But
games.
Harold knows he could take it.
Right.
And that's the important thing.
Right, that's the only thing that matters. I'm here for it. Okay.
So can I get a fire going in this
I was
fireplace?
not suggesting we take it. I was suggesting we borrow it so we can protect ourselves.
Is it even sharpened? Is it battle ready?
Yeah, no, it's 100% a combat ready sword. Sword of the house,
You could split a hair with it.
Back in the day, this family became nobles by, having, warriors and their, it's been a few generations, certainly, since that sword's come off the mantle and been swung at anything. But at one point, it was, it was a sword used for killing. But we're leaving it. And progressing. We have the red marble stairs leading up and then several entries to the north and south on this level.
They said that the baby was on the 3rd floor. Should we head straight up or look around for these parents? Maybe try to find a way to the basement to save the parents. They said there was a monster. I feel like we're the ones who are supposed to handle that.
I kind of feel like, we should check on the parents. Because if we take the baby and the parents are still alive, then that's just kidnapping.
That is a
so
valid point.
We should try to find a way to the basement.
Yes, I think finding the way to the basement would probably be our best option, so we at least know it's there. And like Harold said, we don't look like we're kidnapping a child.
I don't really want a child. Does anybody else? Nobody else wants a human kid, do you? Yeah, no.
No.
No, I am not
They're very
interested
loud.
in kidnapping a child.
We're just gonna go around the room and just open all the doors.
Was that a phone ringing?
Boy, sure. Probably a alarm clock, because they had wind-up alarm clocks back in the day, certainly.
That's what it was.
I mean, yeah, it's just going to literally open every door, and rocks fall, and you die.
What sort of devices do they have here in this place, Barovia? All right. Where are we going?
Actually,
I'm
pretty
following
advanced clockwork, canonically.
Open doors.
Yeah, you have opened every door. You're going to have to pick one for me to describe here. You have entered the kitchen there, Graham.
Yes.
It's tidy dishware, cookware, utensils neatly placed on the shelves. There's a cutting board with a rolling pin, a stone oven sitting along the east wall.
Rather looks like a commode.
It does kind of look like a shitter, yeah.
I'll go to the door over here and open it.
Door over here and open it to the north. The pantry there
Yeah.
is in fact a pantry. A thin door leading to a well-stocked pantry. All the food appears fresh.
Nothing in here but food and kitchen stuff.
Excellent.
Are there any are there any like potatoes
Yeah.
or anything
I
like
mean,
that?
everything in there looks, it is a well-stocked pantry.
I won't like rob these people, but I'll just grab like one or two of
Oh,
each.
so a
like...
sword is one thing, but they're potatoes.
No
That's
sword.
cool. Oh,
To
look,
He's
protect
like looking
ourselves.
over.
Right.
I'm looking
Oddly
out the
enough-
door.
The giant wants food, but no, we cannot protect ourselves.
I'm only taking a little bit.
No, go ahead and
We're
grab
only
however many
borrowing the
potatoes you
sword.
would like, yeah.
I just grab a couple potatoes and like some garlic.
You will find
Harold.
later that they are, in fact, potatoes and garlic, but absolutely flavorless. They taste like ash with the texture of cardboard.
Or what?
The sword. You know, if you were to take it, I would not say anything.
Well, I mean,
For our protection, of course, to borrow it.
I mean, of course, but sword. I'm not really a sword guy.
I just saw Graham steal potatoes and onions. We
Oh,
were
wait.
simply going to borrow the sword.
He took food from these kids.
Yes. Yet he was the one preaching to you about borrowing the sword.
That is pretty shady.
So, we may want to use it for our own protection. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying, if you were, Mom's would be my
I mean, I could take it, but the sword's not going to do me any good. And unless, do you want to use it?
I probably could not wield the things larger than me.
I mean, I think Graham's the only one that could use it.
Very well, very well. We'll leave it. It looked slightly expensive.
Maybe when we leave, as again a token of gratitude, we can suggest that they give us the sword.
Okay.
Fair. I'm sure everybody will find that a reasonable request. But with that,
I'll step into this dining room.
excellent. The centerpiece of this wood-paneled dining room is the carved mahogany table surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs with sculpted armrest, cushioned seats. I mean, very bougie. There's a crystal chandelier hanging above the table, covered in resplendent silverware and crystalware polished to a dazzling sheen. Far too ready to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, it had just been set out by the help, right? The whole area looks like it's prepared for a sumptuous banquet. Mounted above the marble fireplace is a mahogany-framed painting of an alpine vale. Wall paneling has deers and trees, and as you peer in, sure enough, there are twisted faces carved into the tree trunks. Wolves seem to be lurking at the periphery, staring at the game. Like, who would carve these spooky-ass panels into what would be their family dining room?
Harold is examining the silverware and crystal closely, like he's picking up a piece and turning it around, and he picks up the crystal and kind of dings it with one of his long nails.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the whole thing seems set up proper, right? Like, if you were to sweep this into a bag, I mean, you'd be looking at a couple hundred gold, right?
Guys, this stuff's real.
Hell, the tapestry on the wall alone would probably be 100 gold. Depicts some horse-mounted aristocrats with hunting dogs chasing, well, on some kind of hunt for... Oh, are they hunting a human child? What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, no, the tapestry seems to depict a bunch of aristocrats using hunting dogs to chase down a couple of naked kids through the woods.
There's a lot of stuff that
Harold,
guys.
they're humans. I mean, what would you
They're
expect?
into some weird shit, guys. Why do you think we
Yeah.
don't associate with them, right?
I didn't- I hadn't heard that humans hunted their own, but I mean, I guess anything's possible.
Humans do a lot of atrocities.
I just don't understand why they would decide to get some lavish decorations to show macabre scenes, especially if this is a family home with
Maybe it's
children.
camp.
Maybe it's camp.
When I was in Candlekeep, I heard of a human who would kidnap people, skin them alive, and then wear their skin. I mean, humans are capable of some pretty atrocious things.
That's not camp.
Not
No.
camp. No.
No, not remotely.
Far from it.
Though this is just a depiction of it, we do not know if that's what they partake in.
Yeah, I don't really like this room. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I agree.
Check out.
It's
I shall follow
unsettling.
you.
And
What's
as
this
you
one?
guys-
What's this place down here?
The room to the south? This appears to be some kind of a hunter's den. It's an oak-paneled room. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head, and
Giant rabbit head.
positioned around the outskirts are 3 stuffed wolves. 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs face the hearth, with an oak table between them supporting a massive cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above the cloth-covered table, surrounded by 4 chairs. There's some locked cabinets against the wall.
Children,
I didn't think I could like a room less, but here we are.
Vignette is stiff as a board as she's just moving closer and closer to the threshold of the door, eyes staring at these wolves.
Their glassy eyes seem to follow you.
Oh, I don't like this. I'm going
Scorn-
back.
Scorn walks up to one and pets it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a taxidermy wolf. It's just,
Yeah.
stuffed. A puff
Vignette,
of dust comes up,
look.
Yeah,
They're,
no.
they're harmless, please.
Yeah, no, I know they're harmless, but they still don't make my stomach feel any better. I got butterflies, and I'm going back into the foyer if you're all the same.
children, are you in here?
No response.
Stop hiding. These kids. Ugh, the worst.
This
Kids these days.
can Scorn see in the cabinet, or it's they're
It is
they're-
locked. Yeah, you'd have to pop the lock. It does seem poppable should somebody thieves tool the thing.
Harold, this cabinet, there may be something that we
Clues.
could use to help the children.
Sure. Take a look.
Maybe we should open it.
There might be something in this
Thinking of the
cabinet that
children,
we
of
could
course.
use for the kids. How do
For
you
the
reach
children.
these kids?
Scorn is
Excellent.
for the children.
And with a flourish, right, the cabinet pops open, revealing a heavy crossbow, a light
Harold
crossbow.
actually uses one of his own nails to just basically pop
just
the
jimmy it?
lock.
Excellent. Wonderful. Heavy crossbow, light crossbow, hand crossbow, and 20 bolts for each.
These are helpful.
Much like a sword.
Much,
Well, I
very
mean-
much so like a sword.
I'm sure we'll find many helpful things in this domicile, in this residence.
Harold will kind of reach into the cabinet and pull out the hand crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this
You
could
went
definitely help
digging through
save
my
those kids.
drawers.
You could save those kids. I'm gonna take this with
I
me.
agree. We will borrow it.
Yeah, for
Fun.
sure.
Yeah, borrow.
Right.
Borrow.
Excellent.
I will add
And
the
so,
hand
yes,
crossbow to your inventory.
Harold will take the hand crossbow and the bolts.
Excellent. There you go. You have
Thank you.
both. And with that,
Did you say there was a heavy crossbow?
there is a heavy crossbow as well. Oh, now we're like, a sword's one thing, heavy crossbow though.
There's the potato. Now
Well,
I suppose we've
now that
already
the
taken
cabinet's-
something.
Well, the cabinet's unlocked and the
Scorn
kids
looks
could
at
get
Graham and
into
just
it.
shakes his head.
It's only responsible to secure these firearms with these kids running around unsupervised.
There are children
right?
around.
You gotta.
While,
in the name
while,
of child safety, right?
while Graham is examining this cabinet, Harold will make his way over to the other one and, might as well check this other one, just in
Yeah.
case.
A deck of playing cards and several wine goblets are in there. You have a heavy
I'm certain
crossbow.
those wine goblets could be used to save the children.
Yeah, we could probably just.
I don't know, but maybe the
The
monster likes
silvered
card tricks.
glass.
I could do card tricks, and then Harold will pocket the playing cards.
We may have to pawn the goblets to free them from some
Right,
sort
right.
of indentured servitude.
Right. Perhaps there will be some fiduciary recompensance required, and we don't know the currency of this village, and maybe they trade in goblets. They literally didn't give me a parcel. You can just write wine goblets in your inventory, should you like there. Each one will weigh a tenth of a
Harold
pound.
is just taking the cards. He's leaving the
Just-
goblets.
okay, yes.
If somebody else wants the goblets, can feel free to take them from the now open cabinet.
Well, the kids, we can't have wine goblets out with the firearms. I mean, the kids are going to use it to pour freely from this cask sitting on the table here. It's going to be a boozy party for 10-year-olds down here. But no. With that, we have explored the first floor of the death house, and we are going to take our mid-show break. Can you believe we're already halfway through, guys? We didn't even do anything. There was so much. There was all this introduction to get through and all of that. Thank you so much for watching so far, each and every one of you. Did you know that there are several ways that you can support lore, including the one you're doing right now, just with your eyeballs? In fact, every time you watch the broadcast live and accrue those drams of fate to spend on the potion shop, right? You are, in fact, supporting lore. But let's say you already watch the show every week and you're like, man, I'm a die-hard viewer, but I want to do more. Did you know with !Discord, you could join our vibrant and robust Discord community where we discuss tabletop RPGs, nerd arts, all kinds of recipes, nonsense programming, everything nerdicular under the sun.
Is that a word?
Nerdacular? Nerdicular.
It is now.
I like to throw the dick out, nerdicular.
That's what I hear.
That's true. In addition to following the channel and being a member of the Discord, let's say you want to take it just to the next level beyond that. Did you know you can financially support the show? That's right. You could become a
What?
subscriber of Lore. That's right. You could
But how?
spend. Well, you could just hit the subscribe button right now and attach some kind of a recurring payment device for your monthly processing to support this independent tabletop RPG live theater that isn't just hoarded like some kind of dragon stash by me, but no, in fact, I split evenly all the proceeds from every show with all the performers that helped me put it on, because lore could not be accomplished without them, and without you, in fact.
But what if I'm broke because I spend too
let's
much
say-
money on Amazon?
Well, there you go. What if you are broke? In fact, let's say, I mean, we're in tough times right now, right? I mean, most people don't have $2 to rub together. The rent's through the roof, right? The price of food's getting higher all the time. But we're in a pandemic, so of course you have the Amazon Prime, right? You need to get things delivered to your home to save yourself and your family from the raging plague times that are on the outside. Did you know, with that Amazon Prime that you are already paying for, you could apply that to lore? Right, that $10 a month on Amazon Prime includes $2.50 that you could literally snatch from Jeff Bezos' mouth, right? He's wrapping up some caviar and some black truffle and gold foil, and he's about to pop
In
that
space.
into his mouth. In space, in 0G with William Shatner, right? And his big cod-lipped trophy wife, right? And he's about to feed it to her, and you go, no, Jeff Bezos. And you take
And we're banned.
$2.50 of that, and you give it to Lore. You get boop. That's right. And he goes, but wait, But wait, the gold foil! Have you heard? I mean, this is not what I wanted to be doing in space. Curse you! Or maybe that $2.50 will be the amount of coolant that he needed to mix with the oxygenator to cause his thrusters, right, to fire off, to allow him to re-enter orbit. And because you took that prime money from him, that $2.50 worth of rocket fuel, he's now spinning off into space forever, unable to wield his ungodly power to destroy the planet anymore, and all because you decided to support community theater. Can you believe? I mean, wow. Now maybe you are pro Jeff Bezos riding a dick rocket and eating luxury foods in space while mocking us all as small people, and if that's your stance, that's okay. You know, that's fine. You know, I'm not here to say, you know, you can't do that, right?
We don't judge.
I'm not here to poo-poo that, right? But I'm saying on the off chance that you're not, and you enjoy community theater, well, maybe consider spending that Amazon Prime on lore, and consider that over this 10 minutes while we take this break and empty our bladders, and we'll be back. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we are back. Short R. Herringon, who has misanticipated the length of 10 minutes. But we find ourselves returning, and I'll give a little show preamble for the other shows that we do here. If you're enjoying Curse of Strahd so far this evening, and you want to see me in less guy liner and more cowboy attire, well then tomorrow night would be the show for you when we do our Weird West Deadlands extravaganza every Wednesday at the same time, 6 p.m. Pacific. And then not this Friday, but next Friday, the triumphant return of our Sword Coast extravaganza, the other half of this Rod of Seven Realms multiverse tale. Will be returning with a brand new cast member who might even put the cosplay thus far demonstrated to shame. But with that, wow, now I'm starting to wonder if something is wrong with Michael. Did he,
Where
is
did
dressed
Harold go?
like a rabbit, and maybe he stumbled into like a room with some dogs or something, and he's been savaged, just torn to bits at this juncture. Just
I claim dibs on his feet.
little bits of Harold scattered here and there all over his house. The horror, the insanity. Let me make sure he hasn't dropped anything in the backstage here about his absence.
You see movement.
Oh, is
There he is. Harold, where were you?
There he is. That was a
frightened us.
very long 10 minutes. It's alright. Rabbits, they no sense of time. It's all over the place. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 42 minutes. Rabbits, their lifespans are so rapid that the time scaling gets to, all over the place. But
My apologies. There was some technical support required by a family member that I didn't realize would take as long as it did. I apologize.
oh, you are quite all right. But with that, we are back, having cleared the first level of the not at all conspicuously named Death House.
The hard of hearing.
So there's
that?
one more crossbow.
Wait.
And,
Shh. Did you hear that? I swore that was a baby crying.
Now that you mention it, it's very faint, but yes. Do.
Maybe we should check on the child.
Yes, well...
I think we've seen all the rooms down here and have yet to find a way to the basement.
Did Scorn actually hear that, or was that just your sound thing?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's definitely upstairs. A plaintive
So it's
baby's
up.
wail. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Please answer the phone.
Again, it's an alarm clock, I'm assuming. Yeah, due to the clockwork mechanisms. It is odd that this...
You were supposed to go into your secretary voice, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, that's...
It's a throwback to Savage
That joke
Worlds.
is so old at this point, though.
It really is, yeah.
I mean, you would have to have been watching this channel for 2
Only
years
Drew
for
would
like
get that if he's still in the
Drew
chat.
literally would be the only person that would get that at this point. But we can progress up the stairs to the second level should we so desire.
We heard the baby cry. Let's go investigate.
Yes, please. Graham, lead the way.
As we go to investigate, and I move you on to the second level. The tracker, we go here, we gotta turn off this. And you, very convoluted process when they... One of the things I don't like... I do like that this has maps that are pre-rigged for the, the module. That's handy. What I do not like is that I have to drag everybody off and back onto the map since they've put all 4 levels on the same instance. And for some reason, the designers of Fantasy Grounds have decided that line of sight is so canonical that not even the Dungeon Master can subvert it, right? So I have to literally take into account the physical barriers of everything when I'm moving tokens. Very interesting. But, resharing,
Ooh.
as we are now on the second level.
Interesting.
And what do I see when I get to the top of the stairs?
Rooms to the north and south. Another one of the black marble fireplaces, an extension of the one down below. You know, you can see the glow of the fire you lit below coming up through the floor grate. 4 sets of armor positioned around in each one of the cardinal points on the east and west wall, each suit of armor clutching a spear and having a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing youths, frolicking. Oh, but wait, are they frolicking? Oh no, they're fighting off swarms of bats, aren't they? Yeah, that's what they're doing. Yeah, no, that's...
What is with these wolves, Vignette?
The carvings are getting worse.
Yeah.
The more of these we see, the more I'm convinced that this is irony. They're doing this. It must be a thing.
This
Yeah.
is a setup.
This is their thing.
Yes.
This whole house is ironic.
I told you, humans are into rather weird, peculiar
Ironic
things.
gothic horror as like a aesthetic choice for your interior design. I'm here for it.
Harold is going to lean down and put one of his ears to the door.
North or south?
North, right off the stairway.
Right off the stairway to the north. We are pulling up the second floor. Da, da, da. There is no sound emanating from
Johnny, I get that joke. Gotta get up to get down. James Brown.
Doesn't sound like there's anything in here. Anybody else hear the baby?
No.
Are you on this floor?
no answer.
I
Baby?
don't think the baby can talk yet.
Can obviously
other
cry,
children.
we heard.
We still have yet to see the other 2 children.
They may have walked back outside. Let us open one of these doors. Graham.
This door over here is really quiet.
Oh, let's open it up.
All right.
It's an undecorated bedroom containing a pair of beds with straw-stuffed mattresses. At the foot of each bed is an empty footlocker. Looks like there's a dumbwaiter in the corner of the west wall. Too small for a medium-sized creature, but a small creature, should they show desire, could wedge themselves in it and perhaps climb up or down the level using the dumbwaiter instead of the normal means of transit, were they so inspired to do so. Although I don't know why anybody would be like, hey, let's climb into the dumbwaiter in the creepy-ass house. But, you know.
Vignette!
Huh? Yes, what is it, Scorn?
Do you see this dumbwaiter? There appears to be some sort of passageway up and down that someone of our size would fit. But unfortunately, with my quarterstaff, I don't believe I'd fit there properly. But you might want to see if you could... I know there may be some sort of thing in there. I'll just stand over here.
I appreciate the offer. It's quite considerate. However, I am not one for physical fitness. And I think I'll be very tuckered out if I even just climb into it. I have no upper body strength.
It feels like a foolish decision to me for any of you to climb into that.
I agree. That would be foolish for me.
I won't fit, so...
Foolish for me as well.
I'm gonna poke my head into the dumbwaiter. Can I just, put my head in and, look around?
Yeah,
Score
no, it
pushes
seems
up
to
now.
go up and down into the darkness. Give me a perception. You hear mumbled chanting for just a moment coming from downstairs. Below.
Was rather concerning.
What was?
There may be some chanting coming from downstairs. I heard a noise come from below.
That does not sound
I
like
didn't hear a
monster.
baby, though.
Okay. Shall we check the other rooms?
Are we
It might
okay
be
with
for the
chanting?
best.
Well, no.
No.
I still feel a little heebie-jeebed.
But I personally don't see what we could do about the chanting, because if I, or Scorn, if he so desired, were to use the dumbwaiter, that would leave us all alone. And everyone else.
I mean,
True.
normally I would jump right in, but fortunately, prior to arriving in Barovia, I hurt my back and...
Right.
Yes, of course.
The sun is in my
You
eyes.
have a bad knee.
Maybe none of us jump down this, and we just continue along.
Yes.
I
would
think
agree.
let's just let's play it safe. Let's stick together, right? Safety in numbers.
Of course.
I'm gonna open this little door here.
Yeah, it looks like a servant's closet. Several maids' robes. All neatly pressed, ready to go, as though they were, going to be in service at any moment.
Go to the southern door. Just open it.
Rocks fall, and you die.
Yes.
This is some kind of a conservatory. There are gossamer drapes covering the windows of this elegantly appointed hall, which has a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling, upholstered chairs lining the walls, and stained glass wall hangings depicting beautiful men, women, and children singing and playing instrument. A harpsichord with a bench rests in the northwest corner, and near a fireplace is a large standing harp. Alabaster figures of well-dressed dancers adorn the mantelpiece. It's all very well
Scorn
appointed
walks.
if you
Oh.
don't take into account that all the figures are skeletons dressed in finery.
There it is.
There it is.
Scorn walks over to
Peek out the
the
window.
harpsichord. Scorn walks over to the harpsichord and presses a few keys.
Yeah, I mean, it seems tuned, ready to go. The sound carries furtively, echoes a little too loudly throughout the hall. Like the sound of that bucket being kicked down the well in The Lord of the Rings, it just lingers too long,
I'm gonna pull back the curtains and peek outside, see if I can see the kids out front.
The windows have been bricked over.
Oh, okay, up here too.
Yeah.
Alright. More bricked up windows.
Just for the hell of it, Scorn goes over and strums the harp.
Same. It's well tuned, it plays perfectly, but the note carries too far, hangs in the air too long. You barely plucked it, and it was like you strummed the thing full strength.
Interesting.
The carvings of the dancing. Do those carvings also carry some kind of sinister connotation? They're skeletons, you said, yes?
Yeah, they're skeletons. At first, they appear to be dancing figures on the mantle and just finery, but when you get up and look at them, they're not just gaunt. They're all skeletons, yeah.
Well, I don't know what we expected in here, but it's about the same.
Yes, I say we keep moving.
A fairly uneventful death house, all things considered, right? I mean, it's more of a spooky decor house, right?
Well,
Like
again,
if
the surname is Deeth. It's just everyone mispronounces it.
That's right. It's German.
Hey,
They
what is this, Ground?
they bought most of their stuff at Michael's.
Yeah, it was 50% off just yesterday.
Oh no. This
We're in the
appears to
north.
be the library of the house. Red velvet drapes cover the windows of this room. Exquisite mahogany desk and matching high-backed chair face the entrance in the fireplace, above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Situated in the corners of the room are two overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the south wall, and a rolling wooden ladder allows one to more easily reach the high shelves.
Scorn immediately runs over to the bookshelves and starts to look at the books, see if, he is a cloistered scholar, he is a librarian at one point. Starts to just check them out, see if there's anything of interest.
Why don't you give me a wisdom perception check, as you note that there are hundreds of tomes here, covering a range of topics: history, warfare, alchemy, several shelves containing first edition collected works of poetry and fiction. It is a quite immaculate library, and you note, despite being a cloistered scholar who has spent some amount of time in libraries on the Sword Coast, right? You don't recognize 9 out of 10 of the texts.
So there's history books he's not familiar with the history.
Right, I mean,
of
you
the
open it,
history
it's the history of Barovia. It's,
Right.
And as you go around with your 18 on the perception check, you note that one of the books is a red-covered leather with no inscription on the spine, and in fact, it appears to be a lever.
Scorn grabs the book.
Yeah,
What
rocks
is
fall
this
when you die.
book?
Yeah.
Excellent.
No, a secret door swings open.
Ooh.
The whole bookshelf kind of coming away to reveal a passageway leading to a secret room.
Excuse me, Graham, Harold, Vignette. I found something.
What you find?
It appears to be a secret chamber of some sort.
Oh,
Hidden behind a bookshelf. Who would have imagined that?
wow, it feels like a cliche, but what do I know? As
Vignette kind of closes the poetry book she kind of clawed at and was examining and puts it away, gives it a gentle pat before joining up with Scorn.
Look
Right,
for
just kind of roll your eyes wearily. Bookshelf, hidden passage. Yeah, all right. It's a death
look for a
house.
candelabra on a mantle on a fireplace and move it slightly to the left.
Right, all right. So, in this secret room, there are bookshelves packed with tomes of a much more sinister nature. But what immediately draws your attention is the heavy wooden chest with clawed iron feet standing against the south wall. Sticking halfway out of the chest is a skeletal figure in leather armor with several darts protruding from his neck and torso.
Harold, might you come here one moment?
I'm sure.
The darts lead me to believe that there may be some sort of device protecting this chest. Would you mind examining it?
Well, I mean, there was. It looks like he triggered it.
do
Not
not
very
trust
good with the lock.
Well, then if he triggered it, then it should be nothing. Maybe you should open it and see what's inside.
Oh no, you're closer. You were closer. Why'd you go behind me?
I am frightened of skeletons, of course. Someone as strong as you was surely protect
The skeleton
someone of my stature.
is quite dead.
I mean, look, Scorn, I see what you're doing, and if you're afraid, it's okay.
You have caught me, Harold. I am scared. I please protect me. And open the chest. I'm very frightened of the skeleton in the chest. Maybe if we open it quickly, we can leave. There may be something for the baby, of course, if we were just to open the chest now.
Right.
Perhaps.
Maybe the baby's in the chest. And
If
if
the
it
darts-
is, imagine how scared it is with that skeleton on top of it. I mean,
Are the darts embedded in the armor, or are they?
one in his neck, two in the armor.
Okay. And I'm gonna make a I'll make a sleight of hand check.
Yeah.
I'd like to just determine the trap appears to have been disarmed by this unlucky person.
It does.
Let's just make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Scorn like backs out of the room slightly as he looks.
Come on.
He's kind of like,
That didn't work at all how I intended. Hold on. The heck? Come here. You come here.
any day now, Harold.
Hey, this is
being
delicate work,
cautious.
okay?
He's being caught. He's got to clip the red wire.
Remember, a child.
It's a whole deal. Yeah, no, a 20 will definitely. Yeah, no, this fellow disarmed the trap, and from the looks of him, like a decade ago.
Harold will collect the darts,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, very nice.
and he'll kind of pull he'll take both of his hands, grab like the edge of the armor, and just kind of lift the skeleton out of the chest and set him gently on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the top half comes away crustily, right? Like the bottom half stays in spot. I mean, it's quite broken and mummified, but I mean, you managed to remove the upper torso from where it's blocking the chest, allowing you to reveal the contents, which appears to be a dilapidated leather, 3 blank books, and 3 spell scrolls. Oh, and what's that? A deed to the house and a deed to a windmill.
Scorn dashes past Harold and starts to grab the scrolls. What is this? Thank you, Harold. You've been quite helpful.
Yeah, sure. I guess you're welcome. And Harold
sift through the things.
And Harold's gonna look at the armor that the skeleton is wearing. Does it look salvageable?
Yeah, I mean, it would be, musty, bog standard leather armor.
Isn't too bad. And he's not gonna need it anymore.
Excellent. Yeah, Scorn looks through. You said it was some tomes, some books, and some scrolls.
Yes. The 3 books are blank, but bound in rich Corinthian leather, right? You could probably sell them or use them for journaling. The
always
scrolls,
writing.
of course, would need that short rest ID on them, right?
Yeah.
And the, a deed to a windmill and a deed to the very house you stand in. Both written out to a Gustav Durst.
Interesting. Scorn pockets everything. This may come in handy later. We'll just protect it for the time being.
And there is, of course, the letter that was once sealed with what appears to be a red wax stamp in the shape of a raven, since cracked open. The paper is delicate parchment, kind of crinkles dryly. Were you to unfurl and read it?
Scorn does very gently and gingerly opens it up.
A letter written in a lavish, flowing script. Somebody that's into the smell of their own farts. You know, the big loops and the cursive flourishes that serve no purpose except for to illustrate a class difference. Right? And it says, "My most pathetic servant, I am not a messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms writhing in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortune spent. You abandoned love for madness, took solace in the bosom of another woman, and sired a bastard son. Cursed by darkness? Of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer you as you are. Your dread lord and master, Strahd von Zarovich."
Scorn walks out, reads that to everyone else. I think there may be more at work here. Something is not right with this place. Strahd von Zarovich.
Now, there are some history tomes in the library, but I mean, we'd have to sit down and examine that. You know, you'd have to tear through some text. I'm sure you could find some reference should you, search for it. But, yes. The name doesn't ring any bells immediately to anybody here. That being said,
Scorn
neither does
asked.
Barovia, so...
Yeah. Scorn asked, might we have a slight break? Well, I would like to learn about the place we are. These books, they tell of this place, Barovia. Maybe I might find something. I'm just very curious about where we are. Does anyone know?
I mean, there's still the parents of the baby. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
We're here searching for a child.
we probably have time to read some books when we're done.
Perhaps you could ask the parents of the child for access to this library once we've found him.
After reading this letter and hearing chanting and seeing the tapestries and the ornate sculptures, I am not so certain I would like to meet those parents. I would like to be prepared for what we are going to run into. I think there's something else going on here.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you from reading if you want, but I mean, there's a baby, and
I have not heard a baby in, I don't know, since we've been in this room.
Well, the baby is with the nursemaid. She could have calmed it down.
Nursemaid!
Maybe you could help me.
Where are you?
Oh, there we go.
Hello?
Books in the secret room. No response. Your voice echoing, of course, throughout. Are tomes describing arcane rituals, the likes of which that I would need a intelligence arcana check. Harold, I don't know with that
Harold.
20 where you're getting this information. These are all bogus. Like it's like that like tween Wicca caliber magic, where it's like, and then you get some white candles and you get your boyfriend's shirt and you put it in a circle and you say, "Spirit of the North, make my boyfriend love me." It's like that caliber. It's not real magic.
With the Alt
it's-
Q. No.
It's like the craft, only, light as a feather, stiff as a board caliber magic is what we're talking about here. Something about the priests of Osibus.
Look, if you all are not frightened at all and you wish to continue to search for the baby, that is fine. If we do not have time for me to stop and study the place we are in Barovia, I am okay with if we continue.
I mean, why don't you grab a couple books, bring them with?
I do not know if that is feasible for me.
Yeah, I mean, you could grab
I've
a history tome and one of the books.
I'll
from
grab
there.
what I can, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, grab 2 random books, say one on history, one on magic. And I appear to have insulted some of the I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get all up in your guys' tween magic experiences. Don't worry. The reason I know about this Wicca is because I did it too. Come on. Like, let's not pretend like I wasn't that guy. Like, I'm going to light a black candle. You know why? Because I'm feeling the negative energy in this place, and I need the southern spirits to come through and blow through my vengeance. Right? One of the good things about being nearly 40 is that there wasn't any fucking Instagram or anything when I was a teenager, right? So all that stupid shit I did, I only have to recall it when I actually recall it, as opposed to there being video evidence of me doing it all. I feel really bad for the kids with the TikTok these days, because I had a lot of bad ideas. Boy, I did.
In our day, they had Friendster.
Yeah, Friendster! We had the
Friendster.
MySpace! And Tom was my number 1 friend, but you could be in my top 5 if you had a good MIDI file on your MySpace that I could link to. All right, moving on. Yeah. We have gotten books out of the library, and there is more on this level to explore. Or not really, actually. We pretty much knocked this one out. We would have to progress further up the stairs.
Let's look through the desk. Is there anything like of value on the desk or anything like important on or in the desk?
On or in the desk, yes, actually. There are a bunch of bric-a-brac. I mean, there's a candle, There's some ink, an ink pen, a little lamp, 4 sheets of parchment, a tinderbox, and an iron key.
Oh, I'll pick up the key. I found a key in this desk.
We should probably hold on to it.
Iron keys are generally useful things, yeah?
I'm terrible at losing things or keeping track of small things. I'll hand it to Vignette.
Oh, thank you. I'm not the best, but I'll try.
She kind of puts it in one of her little pouches.
We don't want to lose it.
Little-
Give it to the goblin. First time
They
ever.
hoard things.
That's true. I
Fine.
guess that's true. Yeah, no, that's fair. But given that, guys, are we progressing further into the Death House? DEFF at this point.
I'm following the big guys.
Up
And
the
before
stairway.
before Vignette leaves the library, she is gonna snag one of the poetry books that she was taking a gander at. For a little light reading later.
Of course.
Nobody peek.
Yeah.
Everyone look away from the map.
Everybody look away. It shouldn't. Yeah, I have to unshare it every time. That's dumb. I'm just gonna split all these out into separate maps in the future. It's not convenient. All right, you
Shield
can look
thine
back.
eyes.
You
I
can
didn't
look
see
back
anything.
at the life house. That's what it should have been. Should have been the life house the whole time.
I guess we're all hanging by a moment. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You guys
Wow.
have climbed the full height now. Yeah, no, I was trying not to. I was trying not to acknowledge that. You've climbed the full height of the red marble staircase and come to a dusty balcony with a suit of black plate armor standing against one wall, completely draped in cobwebs. Now, in sharp contrast to the previous 2 floors, this level of the house looks utterly unmaintained. All the metal fixtures are tarnished, the marble is cracked and pitted and coated in a thick layer of dust. The carpets and tapestries are tattered and moth-bitten and worn. Right, the whole air here has kind of a musty and unlived-in sense. It's like stepping into a part of the house that had utterly decayed in comparison to the regal and stately, if not bizarre, nature of the lower levels. And let's see here. Oil lamps, oak-paneled walls carved with woodland seeds, falling leaves, tiny critters. Of course, there are little corpses hanging from the trees, right? And worms bursting up from the ground to devour their innards, right? Because somebody spent the time to meticulously carve that into the wood paneling. And as you guys go to open any number of the doors here, the suit of armor animates.
We don't
Bum.
open doors.
Bum.
We're
Oh,
walking
nobody
back now.
ever opened it. We said, no, you know what? We're actually done in the death. We're just gonna leave right now.
To be fair, we've already shown that that's pretty much Graham's raison d'etre.
Right. No, he's 100%. Well, he's the door guy.
Graham likes
You
to
know.
open doors.
He's
He's
big.
definitely like. Well, I mean, if anybody's gonna be opening the doors, right? It should be the orc.
Whoa,
But the
hey,
animated
what the-
armor animates quite animatedly and is going to get, well, violent, guys, as we enter into our first conflict officially here in the Death House, and indeed Curse of Strahd against a suit of animated armor. Let's see where it comes up in the initiative as we begin our first round of combat, and Vignette is up first. Suit of armor clanks and turns to you, eyes lighting with cold fire.
So I'm gonna do my nimbleness, my goblin nimbleness, and actually no, we don't need to. I'm moving closer. No, yes, nimbleness to get to Graham's side, to disengage that. And I look to Graham, and I say, "You got this, big guy. You are definitely more cut out for this than me."
using the goblin agility to tumble out of the way, not proccing an attack of opportunity against the suit of armor that otherwise would have been able to take a swipe at you. As Graham is up.
It's okay, I can handle this. And I am going to pull out my cast iron skillet that is tied to a length of chain. I'm going to swing it around my head and strike this suit of armor. As soon as I find it.
Bludgeoning the animated armor with your improvised cast iron flail.
Ah!
Oof.
Oh, no.
And a 1 for the automatic miss. Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
Did you not let him? No.
Was turn on the critical hit and failure. Go ahead.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
We'll turn that on here moving forward. We'll let this one slide. But what happens then is then the system automatically rolls a d6, and on a 6 then, in addition to automatically missing, something fucked up happens. But we didn't happen that time. It was just a big old whiff.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
And yeah, I will be done after that.
Excellent. Scorn, you are up, and the animated armor is all up in your grill.
Scorn makes a intricate hand symbol mudra style movement with his hand and points at the animated armor and says boom and casts magic missile, all 3 at the animated armor.
Magic missile lashing out.
There's 1.
Darts of light slamming
There's
in.
2.
4 plus 1, full boom.
There's 3.
Full boom. Well, 3, 4, 4. Excellent. 10 points of damage total. Blowing off one of its arms, denting the breastplate, but not incapacitating it. In fact, now its helmet pivots without its shoulders moving, rotating far too far for a human head to turn and stare directly at you.
Graham?
As, animated armor is up. It is going to spin in position and then swing on you with its slam attack +4, using its one good arm to bring its hand down and missing as you leap out of the way nimbly. Harold is up.
Thanks for distracting it, Scorn! And Harold will pull 2 daggers from his belt. Pull a dagger from his belt, excuse me, and we'll go for a bit of a sneak attack.
Bit of a sneak attack. Getting stabby on the animated armor, who is otherwise engaged with Storm. Its back turned towards you.
Right, and we'll do this with the dagger.
Calculating his maneuver. Waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
Well, I rolled it, and it came up with a 17, but nothing propped.
If it didn't show up in the combat log, it never happened, man.
Well, we'll try
You
again.
gotta roll it over him, man.
Alright, yep, I'm gonna try it again. That's 2.
Oh, and that's a 20 for a critical hit.
I'll take it.
Hello, Rupture. Your target suffers ongoing damage equal to half its level. Round up until a successful medicine check. Wow. Ew-wee.
Nice.
Assuming by level, we're gonna be challenge rating. Oh my goodness. 15 points of damage on top of that. As, yeah, I mean, your dagger, I mean, you know, a chink in the armor, man. You're right there, man. Just blam! You know, sever a leather strap holding half of it together. You know, a leg falls. I don't even know. 15 points from a single dagger strike. The armor is regretting all of its life choices, is what I know for sure.
If I can call it out here, Will, it looks like Rue has blessed us all with inspiration.
Uh-oh. Yes, they have. Halfling tears coming out. Everybody getting inspiration. Which
Thank you, Rue.
Thank
in
you, Rue.
between episodes, by the way. Oh, and I need to turn on the 3 points of inspiration, too. I haven't done any of my setup. I'm just world's laziest DM here. Let's go inspiration.
Hey, you dirty tin can!
Boom. There we go. Everybody's got it. Boom. Excellent. Thank you. But, old stabby indeed, as the armor has seen better days. Fairly wounded at this point, and Scorn is up again.
Ooh, Scorn is going to be safe, and I cast Mage Armor on myself.
Excellent. Good.
And that is my action.
Increasing his AC by 3 as a shimmering coat of magical armor envelops him. And Vignette is up.
She kind of turns the corner to see that the armor's not looking as good as it did. Then proceeds to look at Graham for a moment, giving him a little pat on the calf and says, "You know, you might have missed the last time, but I believe in you, and you can do this." Giving him a bardic inspiration before she then proceeds to pull out her dagger and just try her hardest to throw it from the corner.
Excellent. And the dagger will miss. But we drag the bardic inspiration on Graham.
Yeah.
Excellent. He's got it. I got him for you.
Okay.
Excellent. And Harold is up next.
Another turn with the stabby stab.
Another turn with the stabby snap. Sneak attack damage. OP.
Come on.
Only when it hits, I'm afraid. A 13 not going to be what is
Yep.
needed.
Yep.
That's it. That will give Graham a chance to redeem himself here, as he is up with Bardic Inspiration.
I'm gonna use my halfling tears to give myself advantage.
Excellent.
Right? Is that how that
Excellent.
works?
Yeah. No, you can definitely. So you can use Inspiration to either give yourself advantage or reroll. I allow both. Because I like bennies from Savage Worlds, and, you know, there's no real benny system, and, you know, the audience needs to be able to reward you. But, yeah, so you can hit the ADV in the lower corner, and it'll automatically give you, you got it? Boom. Excellent. And 24 will, that's going to hit, yeah.
All right.
Cast iron flail ringing out. I mean, I imagine this makes a really satisfying gong noise as it knocks the helmet off. It goes spinning to the floor, and the armor clatters down in a heap, now thoroughly unanimated and disassembled.
Nice. When you killed that thing, the ominous music stopped.
Right? It was-
Yeah, those drums cut right out.
All right, immediately. Boom. But now we find ourselves on the upper landing, no longer being accosted by armor.
Excellent.
I guess we should be lucky that didn't happen on the floor below, because there was 4 suits down there.
Yeah, imagine.
That is very true.
Why doesn't everybody give me a wisdom perception check? Oh, beautiful. Everybody is on alert, right? Jesus, 27?
Oh, I don't know why I rolled twice.
Oh, no, it gave you Bardic Inspiration. No, it did give... Why would it roll? That's weird.
We're playing
any
the
rate-
Modifius version of this game.
Right, yeah, no, 2d20 system. Boom. At any rate, successes all around. There is quite clearly a secret door in the west wall.
Uh-oh.
So you guys want me to open that door we found?
Of course.
Rocks
Alright.
fall and you die.
Harold's going to check for traps first,
Oh, okay. I was
as you do.
making sure. Yeah, no
Is
traps.
there a map currently? Because I don't have a map.
You don't have a map.
I'm not seeing the map.
How could you not see the map?
You
I
may have
see
to
the
I
map.
zoom.
see it.
You may have to zoom way out because we got
No, like
dropped in.
I think I accidentally closed it earlier and I couldn't
Oh.
figure out how to reopen it, but I got it.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right, so 17 is no traps.
No traps.
All right.
Open it.
Open that secret door.
Open that door. Give me 1 second here. I would love.
Let's see what's behind door
to-
number 1.
No. There she blows.
Maybe.
Yeah, I gotta proc this
Any day
thing
now,
here.
Harold.
There's too many floors. That's me. It's me.
Get
this
on
time.
it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. No, it's not even Harold this time. I mean,
There's
I'm
nobody
going
to yell
fucking
at. Harold's standing
Yeah.
at the door, so I can't.
There
I gotta
you
yell
go.
at Harold.
Facts. Yeah, fucking Harold. What are you doing?
Harold, please.
Just being
It's
cautious.
Yeah.
it's sticky. The mechanism is sticky. Okay.
I don't know why it said the west wall either, because it clearly meant the south wall too.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
All right. Oh,
Got
Weird
it!
Death house. Yeah. I got it. Stairs leading up to what appears to be an attic.
Harold's actually gonna check the stairs for traps too. He's not a stranger to secret rooms.
Right. Right. No. The stairs seem up untrapped, but as you gingerly make your way up the stairs, there's the sound of an infant crying.
behind us or up?
Upstairs.
Oh.
Hey, so guess we found the baby.
Baby, is that you?
Yes.
Human
babies
infant,
speak perfect
speak.
common. Luckily, I speak baby.
Goo goo ga.
Is there a door at the top of the stairs or a hallway?
There
or...
is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't see it.
Oh, why? Why? It's because I need to actually
Gotta
drag you
load.
into the
Oh.
other.
Okay.
Gotta unshare the map, and then I gotta remove your tokens because it's real elegant. You see, and then I've got to make the map visible and turn off line of sight so that I can drag you through walls. Because again, even though I'm the dungeon master, walls are tangible things that I need to obey the.
Yeah. While we're waiting,
restrictions of.
chat, why don't you tell us about the times that you've opened secret doors?
Da, 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 da.
This baby and I are going to have a serious conversation about coming when you're called.
I'm a little
Yikes.
confused
Yeah.
why a baby would
Phrasing.
be behind a secret door.
Yeah, I also agree. That's a bit odd and peculiar.
Well, maybe if there's a monster in the basement, maybe the nanny took the baby to a safe place.
Well, what is even more confusing to me is this last landing looked as if no one has been there for quite some time.
Yes,
This floor is just as
exactly.
dilapidated as well. The attic, you can see slats through the floorboards that creak underneath. Like, place seems barely held together.
Helga, baby.
Maybe we should
Nothing.
open one of the doors.
Yeah.
Indeed, it's just a bare hall choked with dust and cobwebs, with the exception of the doors surrounding. The door to the north is held shut with a padlock.
Oh, Harold, I think we found another thing for you to use your finesse with.
Jeez. You guys act like you've never had to deal with a lock before.
I have not, no.
I mean, you sure this is the door we want to go through? There's a bunch of other doors.
The padlock, I mean, looks like it's been hung here for a decade. The chains are, covered with corrosion.
I mean,
The lock has a layer
it's
of
not
dust
going
on it.
anywhere.
It's an iron lock.
Let's open it.
Wait, the key, vignette.
Oh,
Oh.
that's right.
Oh, yes. Let me go grab it. Here it is.
And indeed, it does seem as though the key would fit the deadbolt.
Oh,
Why would the key in the desk be locking this room in the attic?
Obviously to keep something from getting out.
Oh, he kicks open the door.
oh,
Waving the
Okay.
4-4.
Oh,
This
sorry,
room-
I was assuming we put the key in the lock and opened it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Like
warn
they
me
took
next
the
time.
chains off, slid the slats, right? It was sealed up externally, right? This room contains bricked up windows flanked by 2 dusty wood-framed beds sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on its side and a dollhouse that appears to be a perfect replica of the dreary edifice in which you find yourselves. Lying in the middle of the floor are 2 small skeletons sitting in patches of dark stains, wearing familiar children's clothing.
Oh no.
Guys?
Scorn looks at the clothes. How do they seem familiar?
One of them has the high red collar of the outfit the girl out front was wearing, and the other smaller of the skeletons is clutching a very similar looking stuffed animal. They've clearly been dead a long time.
These
This isn't
appear to
funny,
be the
children.
clothing. These are the clothing of the children we saw outside. Is there a window in this room?
Bricked over.
You said
Why don't you guys
the
give me
dollhouse is a replication of
Perfect.
the house.
A replica of
Are there
the
any
house.
like secret areas that we would see from that replication that we may have passed?
Yeah, it looks
Or-
like there are all kinds of secret doors, including one in the attic that leads to a spiral staircase down into the dark.
Vignette, and I call Vignette over. Look, and I show her the areas that appear to be. This might be the way down to the basement.
Yeah,
That's my dollhouse.
The hell?
I'm sorry.
Wait, did you guys hear that?
You should leave. You're all going to die in here.
Why would we die?
Why would you invite us in?
So you could
Valid
see.
question.
They locked us in here to keep us safe, but then they forgot us. We were so hungry. It was so dark.
You
We were
starved to
all
death
alone.
in here. Who locked you in here?
Father, Mother, to keep us safe. But then they forgot us.
How long have you been here? Do you know?
I mean, they're bones, so had to have been a while, right?
What about the baby? We just heard a baby crying. I guess. If there are these things, there may be more things like them.
Why do you think?
Does Scorn have any knowledge about like, afterlife ghosts? What
I
he
mean,
might
you
be
could
looking
definitely
at?
give me Arcanus, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, 20's definitely gonna do it. I mean, so, if these kids were locked in this room and starved to death by their parents, and these are their corpses here, right? They haven't been laid to rest, right? Like, they weren't buried, they weren't given rights, right? They're probably trapped here, right? Some kind of, Sisyphusian loop of endless suffering. And it seems to you, right, not just due to your arcane understanding, but also that, decency. Right, that if these kids were, put in hollowed ground, right, or laid into a family crypt or something like that, they would likely be able to leave this place and then, not be luring people into the death house.
Yeah. So, I fear what we have here are specters or ghosts of some sort that maybe I think we might have been lured here. I do not believe there are any parents or children.
Well, Lord, the road led right to the house.
Yes, but we did not have to enter the house. The children lured us into this house, asking to be saved, asking us to find the monster. It's obvious that they are not alive. I fear that we have been lured here for a specific reason, and judging from everything we've seen here, I do not believe that the reasons would be admirable.
But infant's wail seems to punctuate that thought coming from the room to the south, like a shriek.
I think at the very least we should gather these bones, and at the first chance we get, we should lay them to rest.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably for the best. I'm not the sentimental type, but for them to be here for how long, I don't know, but to be waste like this, they deserve at least a proper burial.
I fear we may find something even more macabre if they are dead and we are hearing wails from a baby. Just be prepared.
Yes.
Who is going to pick up which skeleton?
Oh, Lord.
For no reason in particular.
Right.
No reason.
Would Scorn grab some skeleton bones? Of course he would. Scorn grabs the smaller one.
You grab Thorn. Excellent.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second here to communicate to you. Who is
Rock's
picking
falling,
up
I
the
die.
other skeleton? Yeah, rock's falling, you die. Yeah, for sure.
Harold looks pretty skeeved out about grabbing these remains.
Are you frightened of a skeleton?
I mean, it's not just a skeleton. We talked to. I mean, it's a ghost, right?
Please.
I don't know if I am misremembering, or if I overheard something, but didn't you say you were afraid of skeleton?
Scorn jumps up on the bed and hides in the cowers in the corner. Please, just leave. Just leave me and my sister alone. Please do not harm us.
Wait, Scorn?
Alright.
Close.
He's regressing under stress.
Just pronounce Thorn, not Scorn. But please.
Oh my.
Hey, Graham, can you get that skeleton out of his hands?
Scorn goes into the bed and covers himself with sheets. Please. Please do not harm us, please. I promise. We will be quiet. We will be quiet, please. Food. If you could bring us food, please.
I'm gonna narrow my eyes. Can I try to figure out what's going on here with him? Can I make a check?
Yeah. You could give me a Arcana. I mean, or just a straight intelligence. I mean, he picked up the bones and all of a sudden he's,
It was the potatoes you stole.
Right, it was the potatoes. They're like, oh, well, a 1 is not going to do it. You're going, well, yeah, he's regressing. It's the stress.
Wait, I thought his name was Scorn.
Right. Vignette, he is clearly possessed. But it seems like why you could, he's being possessed by a scared child, right? Intimidation. You could probably spook the ghost out of him. Were you to try to, be cruel, of course, to the infant or the child ghost of a human that was starved to death by his parents neglectfully. If that's your ish.
Sort of taking into account, with barely a maternal bone in her tiny little body, with a
If I only had a potato and an onion to eat.
Well, someone would have to give you that, but I have,
and she pulls out some hardtack from her rations.
I really don't have much, but it sustains you
No,
well enough.
It is poisoned. I know you're trying to kill me.
Give me a charisma persuasion. Oh, by one you managed it. Yeah, no, it's enough to entice him out. Scorn returns to himself. Little spectral thorn sitting there hovering above the hardtack, his little ghostly ethereal hands whooshing through it, unable to grab
Scorn,
it tangibly.
Scorn does the GV shake, like, ooh, ooh. What was that?
I believe it was possession.
Yes, let us... I still have the bones, though, right?
Yeah,
Well...
Now, he was
no
enticed
one picked
out
up
of
the
you.
other one.
Nobody has picked up Rose's
great.
bones yet, no.
I believe the right thing to do would be to place these children in a proper resting place, but...
Fuck all that.
Well, there may be a slight possession. I feel like I've already been through it once. Someone should probably grab the young one's bones.
We have a bag. Maybe we could scoop the bones into a bag and none of us have to touch them.
Is a brilliant idea, Graham. Scoop away, my friend.
Graham,
I'll get the
are you-
pillowcases from the pillows on the bed.
Yeah.
In Rose's pillowcase, I'll try to, without touching them, scoop Rose's bones into it.
Graham,
There you
are
go.
you still there?
Can you guys not hear me?
Oh, no, we can, yeah. No, he's...
No, I'm just making sure it is still you.
Oh, I believe it's still me.
Excellent. Then
Oh,
I
wait.
suggest we keep moving.
Oh, not me.
Wait, no, I feel strange.
Oh, no.
What is this coming over me? I'm suddenly feeling younger and like a... Where's my baby brother? Why do I have these strange teeth in my mouth?
I'm sorry,
Why are you
but
all
can
so
we
short?
just leave him like this for a little while, please?
Just, yeah. For the rest of the curse of Strahd.
That is kind of
See, no problem here.
10-year-old girl.
I just say we keep moving on to the next room.
An 8-foot orc
far
with
as I
the
see
mind of an 11-year-old girl. I
As
think
far
we're
as I
onto
see
something.
it, I'm the biggest one here, and I'm not sure I'm ready to move on to the next room yet. That's how it works, right? The biggest gets to decide.
Well,
That's how it's always worked at home.
Vignette, whatever you did to me, maybe as much as I do find joy in seeing a 8-foot orc sound like that, I fear that the youth may cause her to do some dangerous things.
I see where you're coming from, and I will try, but I'm gonna be honest, being motherly towards you for that one stint kind of exhausted me, and
Oh, Lord.
She kind of looks over at the possessed Graham.
it's like, sweetheart, perhaps we can sit and have a chat to see what's ailing you.
I'm gonna walk over and pull the door shut, and then is that like that furniture to the right? Kind of push that in front of the door.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The toy chest.
No, I said that I'm not ready to do anything yet. I think that I would like to play with my little brother. It's been so long since I had a form that I could play in, especially one as large as this, and that's what I've decided I would like to do right now. And I'm the biggest, so...
Rose,
are
it
the
is me.
biggest.
It is me. Thorn, Rose. I believe these people are here to help us. They want to lay us to rest, Rose. Please allow them to do that for us.
Why would we
They-
want to? Why would I want to lay to rest? Why would I want to be laid to rest? I'm big
the
now.
torment, the sounds, a little
I'm
bit of
not feeling
quiet.
very tormented in this.
Please.
I feel like I could do a little bit of tormenting, to be perfectly honest.
Not go and torment. How about we play a little bit with the dolls and then we can see where the time goes. How does that sound?
I'd be willing to leave this room if it's to go find my parents. I would like to
Why-
show them myself in
Yes.
this big form.
That is
While-
exactly what we would do.
While
I have
Scorn
some
and
vengeance I'd like to
Vignette,
take.
while Scorn and Vignette are kind of distracting Graham or the little girl, however we want to refer to them, Harold is going to try to sleight of hand the bag of bones away from Graham.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why don't, opposed by perception. Yeah, mm-hmm. Oh, no, well, let's make it passive perception, actually, because he is actively distracted. What is your passive perception, Graham?
I have a +3 to perception, so. So is it 8 plus your bonus, or is it 10 plus?
I think your passive perception is 13.
Okay, then yeah, I wasn't sure. It was going to be 11 or 13. Probably 13.
Yeah, so tied. So, yeah, you managed to snake the bones away from him. Which, yeah, would, he is no longer possessed by Rose. But, give me a second here.
Oh my. Nobody touch the bones, you'll get possessed.
I think we were aware of that as what happened to me, but for some reason you're no longer possessed. So, let us move on to the next room. In the first chance we can bury them.
I believe I said I'm not ready to leave yet.
Gosh.
Storm rolls his eyes.
And don't try taking the bag from me. I know that trick already.
I'm just gonna walk over and just like pick by the scruff of the collar, just like pick him up and walk out. No, none of this.
The bag and everything. I mean, yeah, I think, wow, Now, there aren't grappling rolls in 5E, right? Like, I mean, Dexterity
No, there are.
versus...
It's
Yeah,
athletic.
it's an opposed.
Athletics
Yeah,
versus
Oh, is it?
Is it versus
Okay, yeah.
AC or is it opposed athletics?
I think it's an opposed athletics, strength or athletics, depending on
Well, there
what
you go.
skill you're
Yeah.
using.
15 on the strength? Or
And
the
I
athletics,
think-
yeah?
And I think, and I could be wrong if someone wants to correct me, that you can use athletics or acrobatics to
That
escape
makes
a
sense
grapple.
to me. Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Can I use my bardic inspiration?
Yes. In fact, because you still have that camping on you.
I hadn't used
Oof.
it yet. That's a
Yeah.
D6, right?
Yeah, D6
Yes.
on top of that 15, which, ooh, max, so yeah. No, 21 versus 15. He goes to leap out of the way. You snatch him up, lift him off the ground, and proceed.
I'm gonna shake him until he drops the bag.
Oh, shit.
You might just shake
Yeah.
the ghost out of him.
Yeah, no, in fact it does, yeah. No, now both Thorn and Rose are no longer possessing you, but you can have possession of said bags of bones. Of course, that won't rear its ugly head again, I'm sure, so we managed to solve that ultimately.
is that?
Are you
is
back,
that,
Rabbit Man?
Is that toy box empty?
Well,
If it's
we
not,
didn't
it's about to
look.
be.
Open the toy box. I don't know.
The toy box is filled with toys. I mean, dolls.
Dump
little, rocking horse, wooden blocks.
Dump it. We're gonna put the bones in the box.
Well, there you go.
Oh, and carry the box.
Yeah, we'll drag the box around.
The whole toy chest just thumping down the stairs. Thud,
Oh.
thud, thud, thud. Yeah.
We've got them in the bags.
Yeah.
That should be all right. We've gotten them out of us.
They are no longer possessing us. I think we're fine. Though I do wonder if we were to throw the bag of bones at someone else.
Into weaponizing child possession. Just, hey kids, I know you were tortured to death, but welcome to the afterlife. That's a new murder hobo level, even for me, I gotta say, using the...
We will take them with us to Ravenloft. Not that I know what that is.
Just throw them at Strahd.
Hey,
just
Strahd,
to
check
end
this
the
out, bud.
Gets possessed by Thorn, starts cowering.
Just god tier possession from the little 7-year-old boy. Yeah, no, I'm here for it. Yeah. But yeah, we have bagged up the bones, and we can continue the exploring. Again, there is the sound of a baby crying coming from the south.
Let's go.
All right, so I think we're clear. Nobody touched the bags of bones.
If there
Yes.
are baby bones in this room, I might vomit. Or draw pictures.
Well,
What's the game
you
plan,
keep
guys?
saying unsettling things, don't you?
I mean, nothing would surprise me here.
That's fair.
Open this door.
Excellent.
Open sesame.
Rocks fall. Yeah, I mean, you know at this point. I don't even know why I'm repeating it. Every room contains rocks. Panic. Wait, what? The Fatal Faddle? Wait a tick here.
Uh-oh.
No, there we go. Excellent. All right. Dust and cobwebs shroud this elegantly appointed bedroom. And double doors with a set of stained glass peel open to reveal a balcony overlooking the front of the house. This bedroom appears to have once belonged to a family nursemaid, given the bassinet and the appointment of the room. There are reams of paper scattered all over the floor, and, the slowly rocking back and forth black bassinet, just...
Helga!
Why don't you give me a perception check at that?
Garbage. Oh wait, it didn't roll.
No,
Not
it did
garbage.
not. Does not count.
Do not perceive anything.
Better.
Excellent. Yeah, a 19. There is no direct response, but there is movement in the mirror against the wall.
Oh. Magic man, go check out the mirror over there. I saw something moving in it. And I look at Scorn.
Magic man. I've been called worse. He walks over to the mirror. Do I
There
notice
is
anything?
a sad, thin, blonde woman slowly brushing her hair in the reflection of the mirror. The room behind her is much more well kept. The curtains aren't in tatter, and the walls are put together. The floor is freshly waxed. All right, and she looks quite despairingly, not really seeing you, kind of looking through you, just doing the hair thing. A baby cry from the bassinet once again.
Where's the bassinet? Is
In
it?
the middle of the room, just kind of doing its rock thing by itself. Shrouded,
Gorn looks in the bassinet.
If you peel, the gossamer curtain aside, there's a little black bundle tightly wrapped up in there.
If I get possessed by a baby, please fix it as soon as possible. And he
You shake
grabs
yourself
the...
immediately. Just,
I need to
no.
vigorously shake you.
All right. No, you go to, peel back the binding, right? And it's unwrapping layer, and the whole thing falls apart. There's nothing in the bassinet, no baby, no nothing, just the bindle itself collapsing as though something had been in it until you were about to reveal it, and then just rags. With that, though, the blonde woman stops combing her hair in the mirror, right? And her face becomes gaunt and skeletal, right? Her eyes sink into her head, right? Her cheekbones become more pronounced. Her lips peel back, revealing her ghoulish teeth. And she turns into a specter and moves out from the mirror to begin to violence you guys next week. That's right. Dun, dun, dun. Oh,
Cliffhanger.
it's a cliffhanger because we did our first episode of the Death House and nobody died, so it was kind of a misnomer. That was the show, though, and we did it. Yay. Yay, 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 yay. The Spectre's totally not going to kill you guys. Oh, man, and the next week we're getting into, the death bit of the Death House. So far, our four adventurers have wandered now through the mist, each trying to accomplish their night moves. Their night moves led them to a strange land, a road leading to a singular house with a singular purpose, that being to get them possessed by children that made them talk all spooky and fight some armor. And now what? Well, the specter of a nursemaid, who I'm sure doesn't have any kind of tragic backstory scattered in the papers on the floor that'll reveal some kind of twisted, there's nothing like that going on here. Because again, Barovia's for lovers, right? But with that, that's our first show. Thanks for watching, guys. You can tune in tomorrow for our Deadlands Weird West show, and not this Friday, but next Friday. The Rod of Seven Realms, Sword Coast, is coming back. We'll have all three of our shows every week going on, firing off through the end of November. We'll do our Christmas one-shots, and then we'll be hitting 2022, which sounds just futuristic, doesn't it? Hard AF. We'll be going strong. Maybe even working a fourth show in here with a different dungeon master. What? Alright, but that's neither here nor there. What is both here and there is that we love you guys. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you for your eyeballs. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the donations, the comments, the bits, all of it. Join in the Discord. We appreciate each and every one of you. And well, from the League of Rakantor Explorers to yourselves, may your dice always roll hot. Stick around for the raid, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye!